mushrooms, Isle of Coke, off to Pluto. Man, let's go wherever you're going. I'm going with you.
How are the Lakers doing?
Oh, they're horrible. But, I try to stay optimistic. That's like my passion.
Right.
It's like, as a fan, I just got to stick with the team, so.
That's what you got to do. That's the true fan.
You can't win them all,
No. So you got your album Wash, Rinse, Repeat coming out on the 8th. What you got planned for, where are you going to be when you do that, when that happens? You out on the road?
That's a good question. I haven't even looked that far ahead. Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah, we do about 250 shows a year. So we're on the run. I've always been on the run, and to get back into tour season, it's it's like blowing off the cobwebs. It's been 2 years since I've really had a festival or like a club tour. So I'm
right.
Well, we're definitely going to be shaking off the cobwebs.
I hear you. So what was it like for you having all that downtime?
I'm so ADD. Like I started all these different projects. I made a new record. I have this podcast where I talk to musicians, comedians, and actors about mental health.
Right.
And I was doing these quarantine shows to try to keep people, out of their heads about being alone. So I was throwing dance parties and meeting up with fans via socially, so I could I feel like music is therapy, and if I can't see them in person, I want to still try to help them with their mental space.
Yep. So in the middle of all that, you got this record done. When and where did you record it?
I actually recorded it don't tell the COVID police, but I actually traveled all around the country to do this. I wrote with, it was like, this is the first time I wasn't able to write the record with the band. So because we all live in different places. So I made that opportunity to try to write songs with my favorite songwriters around the country. And I did a 21-day tour where I wrote and recorded with 17 different songwriters, and we wrote a song a day, and then the songs I truly loved, we recorded the next day. So cool. It was about a 3-week process. And, I was realizing I was doing everything else but music during the quarantine because everyone needs a little break. And then I realized, oh no, I got 100 shows coming up. So I should make a record. So I made a record. 21 days it took, and I recorded in Charleston, South Carolina. I recorded in Nashville, recorded in LA, recorded in Denver, New York. Yeah, I like traveling, and I feel like when you write, you can really get the atmosphere of each city. So I wanted to I've always wanted to do that whole Bob Dylan thing where I just vagabond and lived on people's couches and just wrote music all day. So it was a great experience.
Cool. Well, I've listened to the album, but it doesn't sound like it was made all over the place. It sounds like a cohesive thing. So congratulations on that.
Oh, well, I'll clap for myself on that. Technology is amazing now. You could really overdub anywhere. It just, it's my goal was to make sure that it had a cohesive element with the lyrics. So I was really focused on trying to make sure I had a meaning for the record instead of just throwing shit on a wall and hopefully it sticks,
Right. So what would that cohesive message be, do you think?
I think it's it's a lot of people haven't been inside their heads for 2 years straight in their couches thinking about things they've never thought about, because we normally distract ourselves with the busyness of life. And when you take a halt, that's when your demons start, your demons never go away. They just sit in your gut. So I wanted to make sure I wrote about, that it's okay to face your demons, even if we've been suppressing them for that long, because they're not going away. So we need to address the point, and we need to fight the stigma that is mental health, you know. So that's
Right,
what
right.
this,
And on top of all that, you got a song called Dancing Around My Grave, which is a very happy sounding tune, a great video with it. Tell me what inspired that one.
Always going somewhere. Yeah, I'm living fast, 90 miles an hour. No brakes, all gas. If I die tomorrow, don't be dressed in black. Need a couple favors instead of feeling sad. Tell my mom I loved her, yeah, my daddy too, and to all my lovers, my words were true. Hey, everybody on the floor, two-step and say no more. Oh, everybody in the back, jump up and clap your hands. Celebrate what we had.
Dancing Around My Grave. I was, you know, full transparent. I was drinking a lot, and I really didn't really feel good about myself, and I realized I didn't have a will or anything. Or
Right.
I didn't have any. If I, God forbid, I did pass early. I'm not saying I will, but if
Right.
anything happens, because you never know in life, I wanted to make sure that you know, we celebrate the times we had with each other instead of waiting until someone passes to remember all the great things. Like it's
Right.
you know, staying present is so important to me, because, you know, to be honest, it's hard to stay present, you know, and we're always thinking about yesterday or always thinking about tomorrow. So Dancing Around My Grave is a song that, you know, let's celebrate death if it happens, you know.
Right. And I mean, you're kind of described as a blues rock band, but there's certainly more going on than that straight blues thing. So you mix all sorts of elements, gospel and all sorts of things. So especially was it Love Hard is a track near the end that I think is kind of gospel-y sounding. So
Yeah,
talk to me about your musical meshing of things and that song in particular, if you don't mind.
Love hard, swim far, chase what you want, you might never get older. I never knew if I wanted or not. Take the lead and see if that's what you want. Love hard, swim far, chase what you want, you might never get older. Will keep us young.
You know, like I grew up just playing live, and
Right.
that was so important to me that I never really had a genre, and like the music industry is kind of fucked up where you have to place yourself in a genre.
Yep.
Like, it's just so it just puts everyone in this weird bubble that there's no room for growing. So like, you know, it's like stereotypes. When people think you're one thing, if they think you're a party guy, or if you think you're a folk singer and you try to get out of that folk world, people start thinking you're that. But with 2022 and how it's such a single industry, I feel like we could get rid of genre names now, you know, categorize genres. So
Right.
I wanted to writing with all these different producers and songwriters. I really wanted to focus on just writing the song that fits both writers, me and the writer in the room, instead of like saying, I play blues, I love, you know, like I love BB, you know. I wanted to like have an open mind of, you know, because I tend to get in my own way, or like when I want something to sound one way, but like taking the ego away and just like, you know, maybe this guy doesn't even know what blues is that I'm writing with.
Right.
And I wanted to make sure that I was completely honest with the songwriting process.
Cool. So do you think about how these songs are going to translate on stage when you're recording them?
Oh man, we've been already trying. It's so different. It's so different because like when you don't write them with the band, it's not their DNA. So like, it's kind of like you got to get out of your own head. Like these songs live might not sound how they sound on the record, because you know, especially when you're just like in a room with a producer or a writer, you're adding all these little like timpanis and like bells. Like, yeah, my guitar player ain't gonna play a fucking xylophone on the set. So I was like, so we're just like, you know, and it's a fun process, you know. We're just starting to like learn how to play these songs. Like we haven't really played these songs, and we're basically just gonna go out there, and put our dicks out on the table and see what happens,
All righty. So, and do you have to get back in? I've seen some footage of your live performances. They're pretty physical.
Yeah.
Do you have to get into shape?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I sleep more. The shows itself isn't the hard part. That stuff comes easy to me. It's more learning how to like build a new type of set with dynamics and stuff. I could always just go full blown,
right?
But this music isn't like that anymore. It's like it's got waves and it's got ups and downs. So it's like the main thing I'm trying to figure out is how to build a set with these songs in it that just have this dynamic flow instead of just me
Yep.
fucking punching,
Yep.
going 90 miles per hour the whole time. So that's going to be a challenge, but I'm willing to, figure it out,
Right. And have you gotten much feedback from fans and things, stuff that you've released so far from the record?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. It's such an ADD culture. Like people forget.
Yeah, right.
When you put the song on, people will forget until you go out on the festival scene. So it's like, we'll find out here on Friday to see when they see the collection of songs instead of just singles. But
yeah.
So far, so good. It's been the biggest. I mean, our Spotify numbers have tripled.
Oh, good.
And people are really reacting to my songs now instead of just reacting to like my crazy live show antics.
Right.
Makes me feel better as a songwriter,
Yeah, definitely. And that's cool. And do you have, since with COVID and laying down and kind of laying low, do you have a bunch of other stuff in the can or songs written, ready to go?
Oh yeah. I can't stop. I'm so ADD. I'm, like we're going back to your first question about being stuck in your head.
Right.
Like it's difficult for me to just to sit around. And so I was writing the whole time, and we've got a bunch of new stuff, and we're already making the new record, or just started talking about the new record because, with the whole vinyl taking forever. And everything taking forever. It's like, if you don't make another record in the next couple months, that album ain't going to come out for like 2 years. Just like, it sucks. This whole music industry right now is kind of, we're all, it's like a hurry up and wait right now. So we want to make sure we're on the head of the ball so I could stay on my, I try to make a record a year. So I really want to keep doing that.
And my feeling is, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the band, the UN, is kind of a rotating cast of characters. Who's in the band these days?
It used to be. Now this same band's been together with me for about 10 years now.
Oh, so that's a long time. Okay.
So we're good. We know each other's smells, and we know each other's habits and addictions. So we know how to, we're trying to now it's more of just growing as a band. I used to always be someone who just left and just kept moving, if someone didn't want to be in. Now I'm trying to be more compassionate and more just focused on doing things as a team.
Gotcha. Sounds like fun. So, yep, a few days and a week from now and the record will be out. You ever been down to this part of the world?
Not yet, but I've been trying to. We almost were going to play in Australia, and then COVID hit, and then we were supposed to do like New Zealand and stuff.
Yep.
But I have a feeling we'll get there soon.
I'm sure you will. Well, good luck with the record. Thanks for talking to me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we'll see you. Hey, bye-bye.